Welcome to the Bulldog Scoop here at Alabama A&M. My name is Siigavaa Falealii, a junior studying in telecommunications, and we're about to get the inside scoop on the Bulldog Battalion here with Lieutenant Colonel Smith. Sir, where are you originally from?
Well, I'm originally from Newport News, Virginia. I grew up there, graduated from high school at Hampton, Virginia.
Okay. What made you decide to join the officer side of things when it comes to the military? And did you always think you'd be in the Army?
Well, in reality, I never thought I would be in the Army. So I was never in JROTC in high school. I actually used to tease the JROTC guys in high school. But a trusted mentor asked me did I want to go to college. So my answer to that was yes. And then he asked me did I want a scholarship. And my answer to that was yes. So fast forward about a year, I was awarded a 4-year scholarship. And that began my journey into the Army. No one in my family had ever been military except for draftees. Oh. So, you know, for me, I was going into uncharted territory.
How do you feel about your son following in your footsteps?
So that's an interesting one. Never thought that any of my kids would really follow in my footsteps as far as being in the military. But I'm pretty proud of him. I'm glad that he chose a honorable profession, and looking forward to seeing what his future holds.
Did you already expect the results of becoming PMS for the Bulldog Battalion, as well as holding the rank of Lieutenant Colonel?
I would say no. What I will say is that for me, coming to be a professor of military science was kind of a full circle thing. I felt like this is where I started in Army ROTC at a historically black college or university. And so as my career starts to draw down, you know, it's great to be back into the same type of environment. To be a lieutenant colonel is actually probably far beyond any of my expectations. The Army defines successful Army career as a lieutenant colonel in 22 years. I have not met the 22-year threshold, but I have made lieutenant colonel, and the promotion rates to lieutenant colonel were so low that I could not guarantee it, but I had done all of the correct jobs and had the right report cards to achieve the rank. So I'm happy to be here and happy to be serving.
For this, we applaud you. Where was your duty station before taking on the role as PMS for the Bulldog Battalion, and what were some of your obligations while residing there?
My last duty station, I was technically stationed in Sumter, South Carolina at Shaw Air Force Base. I got there, and about 3 months after I got there, I deployed, and I spent the next 21 months forward deployed. During my time deployed, I was the executive officer for a one-star general, and I did that for 21 months, and my duties pretty much required me to take care of her travel schedule, her calendar, review any documents for her signature, provide feedback and recommendations, and represent her in multiple meetings, and even sometimes, you know, help her write different responses to logistics questions.
What was your transition like, coming from this duty, then coming to being the PMS of the Bulldog Battalion?
That was a pretty rough transition. My whole career, I've pretty much had my boss right there where I was. Now my boss is actually in Savannah, Georgia, and you know, I'm pretty much the leader of this organization. So, you know, the transition was me always having someone to tell me where I need to be, when I need to be there, to me being the person who's telling everybody where to be and when to be there. So it was a welcome transition. I got out of what I used to call cubicle city, and I got into an actual office of my own and doing what I pretty much love to do right now.
Since you have been at Alabama A&M University, how has your expectations for the ROTC program transposed over the years?
I would say they haven't really changed. When I came in, I had high expectations. As cadets meet those high expectations, I make them higher to continue to push people to their highest level. So in the Army, that's really what we do as true leaders, is, you know, push people to their highest potential. And if I don't continue to do that, and so that means my expectations change, get a little bit higher, then people will never really fully understand where their limits are. So I always expected the highest and the best out of the cadets, and the cadets are continuing to meet those expectations and actually improve upon them.
Why did you find it necessary to implement the new programs that you did for the cadets this academic school year?
So what I've looked at is I try to keep my pulse on Army trends. And then these Army trends show you how junior officers are doing in the military, specifically minority officers. Being at HBCU, majority of our officers are minorities. So as I look at those trends, I try to build programs that will help achieve or help them not fall into the capability gaps that the Army has shown us. For instance, our writing lab. So we came up with this writing lab based off of the feedback that junior minority officers were having problems communicating. So the writing lab is to address that capability gap and then make sure that our officers are ready for the challenges that meet them on active duty, reserve, or National Guard.
That makes sense. The cadets believe that you have made a positive impact here in the ROTC program, enough to leave them something to carry into their military future careers. Is there anything you would like to expand on that any of these cadets have left with you as well to carry on into your future endeavors?
Oh yeah, so I mean, basically, cadets have shown me that, it's really shown me that what I believed in before I came here was, perseverance is really where we start, and a great attitude. So as I take that back out to the Army, I know that the Army is getting a bunch of junior leaders who are ready to lead and live by the philosophy and the code of, if not me, who will? So as I go back out and the enthusiasm that the cadets have for getting out there and doing certain things in the Army, that rejuvenated me to be able to go and continue on my career for the rest of the time that I'm that I'm here. So I appreciate that, and I appreciate them. All the cadets continue to push along and push me to my limits.
Seeing as you will be departing the Bulldog Battalion here in the near future, is there any advice you would like to give future second lieutenants that you have had the chance of working with?
Yes. My biggest piece of advice is what I just said was, if not me, who will? With leadership and with power comes responsibility, and what we do with that responsibility actually defines our leadership. So as cadets leave, I make sure that these cadets are prepared to face the adversities that the Army has, and the ever-changing atmosphere, ever-changing Army, and not be able to, or not fall into those pitfalls that a lot of our junior officers fall into. So get out forward, take care of soldiers, and the soldiers will take care of them.
Sir, we would firstly like to thank you for your time, as well as thank you for your service. And thank you for coming out and giving us time today.
Cool.
Lieutenant Colonel, everybody. My name is Siigavaa Falealii, and you just got the inside scoop of the Bulldog Battalion. Thank you.
Call me, don't get frustrated.
Okay, good job. Yeah, we gotta get the barrel. The barrel cannot hit the ground hard. So they just handed it to me? So they cannot. Oh man, that would be so easy. It would be, I was like, I don't understand.
Woo!
1450.
Woo! There you go. You did so good.